So, what about Brexit? Well, today the government published its repeal bill, the legislation that will transfer EU law onto the British statute book, a huge and complex undertaking. Theresa May called it Brexit's biggest day yet.
This is also the day that marks the Prime Minister's first year in office, but how much longer will she stay in the job? The election was a disaster for the Conservative leader. Regrets? She has a few.
Well, I felt, I suppose, devastated really, because as I say, I knew the campaign wasn't going perfectly, but still the messages I was getting from people I was speaking to, but also the comments we were getting back from a lot of people that were being passed on to me, were that we were going to get a better result than we did.
Devastated enough to shed a tear?
Yes, a little tear.
Yes. At that moment,
At that moment, yes.
So what does Nigel Farage think of this softer Theresa May?
Whatever your politics, however you feel about Nigel Farage had an idea and he had a lot of personality. Jeremy Corbyn had a lot of personality. The big criticism of Theresa May is she was a bit robotic.
A bit? Look, she's a nothing. She doesn't even exist. I mean, she stands up and gives these speeches. She's humourless, robotic, as you've said, lacks sincerity completely. And for me, the one thing that sums her up is after that disastrous fire at the Grenfell Tower, and she turns up as Prime Minister, shakes the hand of the police chief, shakes the hand of the fire chief and disappears, doesn't even meet the families that have been affected by, I mean, goodness me, the King and Queen during the war went to the East End of London to visit people who had been bombed overnight. So she lacks the human touch, she's too buttoned up, and she also, I think, comes across to me as the ultimate career politician. She will go whichever way public opinion takes her.
Does that worry you when it comes to Brexit? Because this is a tough enough ask anyway, and you have to carry the country with you.
It does worry me, yes, because I mean, she was asked in that general election time and again, did she as a Remainer now believe in Brexit? And all she could say was, we'll carry out the will of the people. Look, I think that over the course of the next few months, it'll become clear that she's not really commanding the support of her own party, either wing of her party. I think she'll be gone in a few months, and I think the Conservative Party absolutely have to have a leader that believes in Brexit.
Even if she's gone, it's looking increasingly possible, at least, that it's going to be a softer Brexit than you might have liked. A year ago, would you have thought this was possible?
No, I thought we were a democratic country. I thought the political class would, for once, just have to accept that they couldn't have things their own way. Because it's funny, because see, what's actually happened is public opinion...
Maybe the country does want a soft Brexit.
Well, this is what's interesting, though. Public opinion now, consistently, about 70% of people say, however we voted a year ago, we want the government simply to get on with it. And that includes, by the way, leaving the single market. It's the political class in the House of Commons and the House of Lords that are trying to rally against it. Brexit will happen. Of that, I've got absolutely no doubt at all. But I do agree with the basis of the question. I think there will be areas where we concede more than we need to.
Just a quick one. You said it's democratic. The democratic numbers in the House say it's going to be a softer Brexit. That is democracy.
The parliamentary numbers worry me very greatly. And yes, look, I'm agreeing with you. I think we're going to get a much softer Brexit than the people voted for, which means we're going to be debating this for the next 2 or 3 general elections.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid so.
There's a sobering thought.